published studies on what the most effective campaign techniques are. And it turns out that the #1 campaign technique is a politician going door to door themselves. If you're going to vote for somebody, it's going to be somebody that came to your door. Second best is somebody who represents that politician going door to door. And actually tied with someone else going door to door is that politician making a phone call to a voter, encourage them to vote for that politician. Side, are we keeping them in the campaign? Now with political campaigns, we'll actually build them in part around the telephone town hall. We'll have an introductory telephone town hall when they announce for office. We'll have a persuasion phase where they're talking to persuadable voters. We'll get to a get out the vote phase, and they'll be encouraging people to get out the vote right then and there. And then it's all in the politician's voice. It's like the Victory Fund. They used to do conference calls with their 5,000 top donors. And the conference calls were with politicians that were running for office that they were supportive of. And they would email out to the 5,000 folks. They do an auto call out to the 5,000 folks and say, tomorrow call in on this number. And you know what? Out of the 5,000 people, they were lucky to get 25. Sometimes they got 50 people. Which, when you're thinking about a U.S. Senate candidate like Tammy Baldwin of Wisconsin, you're a little bit embarrassed if only 50 of your donors show up to talk to her. Telephone town hall to their 5,000 top donors. And guess what? Because it's an outgoing call, so whether they're going to remember to call in or not, we're going to call them. So it's an outgoing call now to these 5,000 people, so talk to her. It's pretty powerful, and we get a 5 to 10 times increase on the number of people that would be on a conference call. Organization, they're not just going to be hearing a speech, that is, from the leader of the organization. They're going to be able to ask questions.
And then the actual performance of it. I think that, there's so many different measures, metrics that you can take out of this. And at first it was like a kid in a candy store. If you're a data person, you're just like, oh my God, there's and now we know this and that. And we really had to just say, okay, what's important for us is this, this, and this. And then we just focused it in on that. So the next slide is kind of looking at pre-call. So going into this, from the data side of it, one of the exciting parts of this immediately for me was, can we get more phone numbers? We have a lot of people who are web-based only, but can we, get a phone number out of these people? So we did this email first saying, hey, we're going to do this town hall. We want to call you, but we don't have your phone number. What's your phone number? Really, let's make it personal. One of the things that Marty had mentioned is the ability to do survey questions. So during the call, we might pose a question like, of the 4 areas that we work in, which one is most important? And so is it, if it's this, press 1. If it's this, press 2. That is all getting captured on the backside with the data. So then what we did with this is we loaded up all of these interest categories, as we call them, into our database. So then in subsequent communications with these folks, we can say, okay, this is a person that's interested in our work for animals just for their skin. Let's always put forward a message around that where appropriate. And so that's